As
I said, it's Hollywood.
I said, what's the matter? He said, I'm having a bad hair day. Now, you don't believe that. I swear to you, and I swear to everybody behind that camera, on my daughter's head, may she die if I'm lying, the director said I'm having a bad hair day.
You know, we caught him as he was leaving this party, and the last time I saw you, it was his 70th birthday party.
My own, very own 70th birthday. I'll never have another 70th birthday.
You had everyone there, Red Buttons.
Yep. Jack Carter.
Jack Carter, yeah.
Sid Caesar, Milton Berle, Shecky Green, John Biner.
You had the Friars.
Tony Martin, the Mills Brothers, everybody.
That was one heck of a night.
I wish I was there.
Listen, rumor was that you were ready to get back on a cruise ship as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I have to tell you a little story now that I got you here. We've had Norm on before, and I asked him to talk about the House Ear Institute.
Right.
We went on, after we saw you, 3 days later down to Santa Ana Country Club, where we spent some time with my friend Bob Hope for Dr. House. And when Dr. House was doing an interview, and we interviewed Bob Hope, we set up a monitor. And on that monitor, I showed him an interview I did with Norm 3 nights earlier. Because you were going to New York, they're playing the Catskills or something. It was the end of the season, like around Labor Day. And Dr. House got to see the beautiful things you said about him.
Oh, that's nice.
And I have to tell you, he broke into tears.
Isn't that great? It's a wonderful place. They do so much good work, and he's just, he's as active now as he was 40 years ago, and it's just still innovative, creative, looking for new things to help hearing impaired people. It's just incredible.
Well, he was so odd that unannounced, he saw a tape of you 3 nights earlier. And you've gone down there for him before. You've done so many things for him.
Right.
But he credits you, and I know this. He credits you with really bringing the hearing impaired out of the closet, to being you're the first national chairman.
I was, the first one to do on television, talk about hearing and problems. I did it on Mike Douglas and Merv Griffin and Dinah and Johnny Carson.
Right.
And we had fun with it. We never made fun of it, but we had fun with it. And people wrote in from all over the country. Kids would write and say, my mom and my dad would never go in and get help. Now, thanks to you, they went to the doctor. Or kids even that needed help, hearing help. And because I talked about it and made it, identifiable and credible, they went out and got help. So I was delighted with that.
Well, I got to do one line and stick with him before I let him go. You got a new hearing aid, don't you?
I have new decibels with low amputas, and they have a lot of dihedral, and they're marvelous.
And what kind is it?
It's now 10 minutes at 10. That's the old.
I had to. Thank you, Norm.
My pleasure.
All right,
Thanks
buddy.
a lot. Okay.
We're at a party tonight, which is kind of a holiday party, free party for Norby Walters' Oscar party. Now, last year's Oscar party, I met this young lady, and she had written a very good book and really about her past and background. And then we met up again. I called her for a favor about 6 months after that. The Brain Imaging Institute down at UCI wanted to honor her, and they called her really at the last moment. And but they were so impressed. Most of them read her book. We went out and we asked her if she would make an appearance. She got a job and had to leave, and we actually went out on her birthday at 4 in the afternoon.
I've forgotten that.
And interviewed you and I presented you with the Silver Ribbon Award. That particular show, I went to the Balboa Bay Club 2 nights later and showed to an audience of about 500 in attendance. The show actually showed on all 24 stations that carry on the town. The crowd and your friend from Mannix got up.
Yes, he's so sweet to receive it for me.
He received it. The presenting of the award on tape caused a standing ovation for you.
You're kidding me.
It was
Nobody
unbelievable.
told me that.
Unbelievable.
That would have helped me.
And this all started when she tried to put her hands all over my silk shirt.
I know, I did. Well, I think these shirts are just fabulous.
We have more fun. It got me so motivated, I called her right back. But I have to tell you, Mary, there's a lot of people in this country who are probably, to you, unknown admirers of your life. I think, and I'm saying this to you, we pulled out of a party, of course, she's going to have dinner. But when we saw you were here, I wanted to tell you this, because so many people have been impressed by what you've done for yourself and what you've done by showing other people coming out of the closet about being self-motivated. Now, I have to tell you something that really awed the crowd. We were there for your birthday with your friend Lane Smith,
Who's here tonight?
who's here, and we'll get him on maybe a little bit while. But you talked about brain imaging and the markers in the head. You were so precise about what was going on, even about his background having the scans, that those people who thought they were not getting the word out, actually having you tell them what you knew openly on 24 stations and on the town, you saw the show, they were in tears. And it's amazing how it might seem easy, but this is a disease that people don't
What
talk
depression?
about.
You're talking about depression, manic depression, any of those things. Well, I think before I leave this orb, I think if I have any message to give to people who are struggling with mental illness, is that mental illness is a physical disease, and that there's no shame attached to it. I mean, I was raised with a manic depressive father and a clinically depressed mother who both self-medicated with alcohol, and if I had known the base of their illness, and of course in those days, I was born, before they had any kinds of medication for these diseases, lives might have been saved in my family. My father ultimately committed suicide, and since that time, when I finally got out of my own morass about it, I was able to become actively involved in the suicidology movement and in the mental health movement. But I must tell you that there are times when it gets scary, because I'm never sure if, number one, I hope it certainly reaches people, but number two, how much of an effect it has on a career in this town. And it's a very odd thing, and I just keep doing the next step, which is, for example, December 3rd, I'm doing the Larry King Show with Margot Kidder, and I can't not do it, because I feel that at this point I know so much about it from both sides, as a survivor and as a daughter watching it occur, and the knowledge that we've all gained from these extraordinary scans that people can take now, which I feel are so key, that people know that this is a physical, that there are things going on in the brain that aren't functioning the way a lot of other people's brains function. And it shows up in these scans. And it's so key for people to know that there is a way out. And now that the medications are becoming they are honing in very sensitively to very specific diseases. By year 2000, we may be in pretty darn good shape. Hopefully combating depression and mental illness, I pray anyway.
Well, I want to tell you, I haven't told you this yet, but the ball started rolling after you appeared on tape to them. And this is kind of unbelievable, because myself, I'm the chairman of the Celebrity Foundation for Children. And we go out and seek celebrities to talk for causes.
Oh gosh, this is my next one.
But I want to tell you what happened.
Okay.
There was a woman who actually was the founder of the Silver Ribbon Award. Her name was Jean Leachy. And we did an interview with her, and we got Peggy Goldwater-Clace and her Goldwater's daughter involved, and who've been involved with research down for depression and mental illness at UCI. So they came to me about 2 months ago, and they said, with our foundation, could you do something at the holidays, because it's the most depressing time. So if you want to be involved, this is not a plea for money, by the way. We're only asking for volunteers.
Oh boy, is that, I'd have to tell you, as a volunteer, it's one of the most exciting things in the world. It's the base of my life, and I tell you, there's nothing like it.
And by the way, we've already raised the money. But this is what's going to happen. On Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, the Celebrity Foundation for Children, along with the Mental Health Association of Orange County, the YWCA, which is operating a hotel for abused women and women starting over, the Lions International, 59 clubs are participating, and the Vikings. And at the YWCA in Orange County, it's our staging area, we are feeding 24,000 mentally challenged people. We have 9 organizations of mental health in Orange County bringing people to that location. We are feeding 24,000 homeless or mentally handicapped people or with some problem that they're registered with an organization. We're also feeding 9,000 people on the streets, all from the group that started with that dinner you you so nicely agreed to speak for. And it came out of that. I've already raised all the money.
Wow.
And the cast of Bewitched is coming to help cook turkey that night, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I have several actresses coming to read the Christmas story to the kids who will be attending that day. And like I said, there'll be 24,000 meals and baskets to the people in the poverty line. And one thing I didn't know, the people in the streets are not because they're there in Orange County because of an economic issue. That really isn't the case. It's a mental health issue.
A lot of them are.
You know?
That separates them too, is the mentally ill, and then the ones that have ended up there as a result of economic problems. But yeah, it's a devastating thing.
That group formed out of watching the show the night of that dinner. I went back and did 2 more shows about mental illness and about markers and about research. And then by the time I was over, we had now 9 organizations come together for the biggest feed ever in Orange County. It took me on air only approximately 2 shows, 2 weeks to raise all the money.
Oh, how bless your heart.
So it's not a matter of money. If you want to be involved, if you want to come and participate, you take the number at the end of the show and you'll be a volunteer.
Gee, I may be able to be there.
Yeah, I'm only asking for 1 or 2 hours. I guarantee you, if you say that
Don't
1
trust
hour,
this man.
you won't leave in an hour. But it all started with our interview with you.
Thank you so much.
And it's amazing when a person puts their career on the line and understands what a problem is, what it snowballs afterwards. Mary?
Thank you so much.
I need a kiss. Thank you, sweetheart. Can you believe the amount of stars you saw tonight? Paige, you have a good time?
I had a wonderful time.
Cheryl, what'd you think?
I couldn't believe all the stars in one place under one roof. It was fabulous.
150 stars was at this party tonight. Norby Walters, you're a genius. You put on this party with us. We had a great time doing this with you. We're the only camera crew granted rights to be here all night. We love you. It was the largest party Hollywood's ever seen for a single event until Oscar night, when you'll see us again with Norby with 200 stars. Until next week, you'll be on the town with Mike Farah. Stay tuned. We'd love to have you back with us.